Event coming up here in Las Vegas. It is the next fight. We're ready to go. Rematches, of course, are a fascinating thing. Some are just a repeat. Some are completely different. Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya, similar close result. Tarver, Roy Jones, very different. Bo Holyfield, a guy fell from the sky. You get my point. As we get ready for this rematch, let's go back to the first fight and see the style matchup that posed a lot of problems for the #1 boxer in the world.
Floyd Mayweather, thus far in his perfect career, no one has been able to crack the so-called May Vinci Code. Marcos Maidana, thousands of miles away from his native Argentina, but receiving plenty of support here tonight. And the moment that we've all been waiting for. Robert Garcia told us that Maidana has to average 100 punches per round. Maidana all over Mayweather.
I'll tell you, the body language of the fight, what Maidana wants. He couldn't have asked for a better start.
Marcos Maidana may crash and burn, but right now, he is making this a very entertaining evening.
Chino, ¿me puede hacer eso por pinches 11 rounds más?
Sí se puede.
Sí puede, cabrón, ¿ok?
It's higher.
You can't fight like that for 12 rounds.
Watch for Mayweather. He's slipping in small body shots. They're little pot shots, but they can't suck the air out of you.
Maidana is making this a rough and tumble fight.
Chino, usted no le da caso a que él llore, que el que se queje, usted siga tirando. Jueguele sucio, mete el brazo, ¿ok?
Floyd Mayweather's cut over his right eye.
And he has never been cut in a fight before.
I know he used the edge. Hit my head. You can see. Okay, come on. Keep your hand up, Floyd.
Ya anda todo culado del ojo. No le respete nada.
Maidana was going to deliver a Muay Thai knee there for a second. Maidana backing Mayweather along the ropes, but Mayweather coming forward.
You're throwing big wide punches, man. You ain't got to worry about it.
Let's not forget, Floyd Mayweather has the uncanny ability to collect data and make those adjustments.
This is a bit of a brawl. When was the last time you ever could say that about a Floyd Mayweather fight?
There's that forearm from Mayweather.
Our unofficial scoring, both Steve and Paulie having a draw.
Very close fight, and Mayweather finding his tempo and rhythm. Mayweather truly espouses what the sweet science is all about. Make him miss, make him pay.
Este round fue de él, Chino, ¿ok? Esperaste mucho.
And he almost sends Mayweather through the ropes here above us.
Did you think we're going to get to round 12 like this?
I don't want to jinx it, guys, but can I already request a rematch, regardless of the outcome? We've seen a little bit of everything in what has been a fantastic fight tonight. Marcos Maidana and Floyd Mayweather can both take a bow. The final bell of what has been a tremendous fight in Las Vegas.
The winner by majority decision, Floyd
Mayweather, proving that even in one of the toughest fights of his career, he remains at the top of his game.
There's the champ, Floyd Mayweather, 37 years old. And the last fight was a much more stationary target, but those hard-earned skills are still there. That's the foundation of that undefeated record. We expect those skills will be tested again tonight. And for Marcos Maidana, he backed up Mayweather, kept him off balance, hit him with some good shots. Can he hurt him, though? Can he actually outland him or outbox him? That's something very different. He will get another shot tonight. Well, there have been very few close calls, of course, for Floyd Mayweather. You can go back to that first fight with Jose Luis Castillo, getting outboxed early at the very least by Oscar De La Hoya, probably halfway through that fight, and also momentarily rocked by Shane Mosley. Maidana, of course, let Floyd know that he would not be tamed, would not be discouraged, and the hard shots would fly all night. We'll see if that mayhem, the title of this event, can last 12 full rounds. All right, getting ready for the main event here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Jim Gray is standing by near ringside. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Brian Kinney. I'm now joined by Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson, two longtime world heavyweight champions, and they have a lot of experience in rematches. You had a couple of a rematch with Evander Holyfield. How much more difficult is the second fight compared to the original?
Well, it's always difficult because the guy's prepared for you. And, you know, for me, I already beat him the first time. So the second time was just really just going through the motions. So, you know, but there's always that chance that he may come back and get a lucky punch.
Did you have to prepare differently, figuring that he might have figured you out?
Yes, well, basically I did the same thing, but he was a lot better prepared for me. You know, the first fight he was coming in singing, and I was like, yo, he's singing? All right, I'm going to make this difficult for him. So second fight, I noticed he wasn't singing.
How do you see this evening's fight?
I think it's going to be an interesting fight. You know, Maidana really has to do something different than he did before. Last time, you know, he was throwing some wild punches. I think he needs to be more precise and more technical and throw straighter punches. I think when he's throwing the wild punches, it really takes the power off the shots.
At what point do you think age becomes a factor for a guy like Floyd Mayweather?
You know, I thought age would be a factor like 2 fights ago, but he shocked me and he looked like he was getting faster. So, you know, age, Father Time is always knocking on the door. So whether it's this fight or the next fight, you know, he's the judge of that.
Where do you rank him? I don't mean 1 through 5 or 1 through 50, but how do you rank him as one of the all-time greats?
Oh, definitely one of the all-time greats. I mean, his record speaks for himself. Just his boxing style, you know, nobody can really figure him out yet. I said the only person that can beat him is himself.
Now, you haven't stood next to this guy for a long, long time, since that evening many years ago in Memphis, and you shake hands. Mike, you had a couple of rematches. You had it with Holyfield. You lost both times, but you also had it with Ruddock. How much more difficult was that second fight? I just put that question to Lennox. How much more difficult was it for you?
The second fight was always difficult because the guy, like you said, prepared. Because I lost Holyfield, but then again, even though I knocked Ruddock out in the first time, he came really prepared in the second fight.
What do you do differently in your preparation when you become so familiar with the guy like you were with those two?
Well, I just getting the best physical and psychological condition I could possibly can, and just fight him the way I've done the last time, but with some kind of introspective, more vigor.
You were surprised last time with the performance that Maidana put on against Floyd. Do you think he can do as well or better this time?
Well, listen, to me, it's going to be difficult for a guy like that to rise to that occasion again, you know, I think. But we'll see. Anything's possible.
What would he have to do differently?
Hey, he would just have to continue moving his hands more. Because that's the way to fight for. You have to be rough. You have to be mean with him. You have to be disregarded. Sometimes you may have to fight a little dirty, but hey, we're fighting anyway, so if he gets mad, who cares?
How much did age become a factor toward the end of your career, and how much did you start to feel it with the number of fights?
I don't think age had nothing to do with my performance. It's my desire. I no longer had the desire to fight anymore. I don't think age has any kind of setback as far as fighting. As long as you have the desire and you're in good physical condition, of course.
So for a guy like Floyd, do you think it's difficult to stay hungry, or do you see any signs of that changing?
Well, I don't know. You think maybe if you fought Maidana 10 years ago, how do you think the outcome would have came out, really?
All right, well, thank you both. Did you ever think that you guys would be standing next to each other having this kind of a civil kind of a conversation?
I've seen him over the years. I've seen him in a bunch of occasions. I've seen him.
Yeah, I mean, there's no violence right now, you know, no hate. You know, it's all business, all love. Yeah.
All right. Before I get hurt on camera, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Lennox.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys. All right, back to you, Brian.
Oh, that's classic Jim. Yeah, the one thing we can all agree on. Get Jim Gray. Unbelievable. You know, it's funny. You see Lennox Lewis there, and it's great. Of course, Mike, of course, Mike Tyson is now here. Evander Holyfield is here as well, and all these warriors, as you see, throughout all of boxing. After they have all of these wars, they can be friends years later. Lennox Lewis, by the way, as we take another another look here. Yes, this is what you've all been waiting to see. Yes, Lennox and Tyson. Yeah, Lennox Lewis now, you think about him, you all took him for granted at the time, and now be nice to see a big heavyweight go on and dominate the way he has. That captures everybody's imagination. Not that Vladimir Klitschko isn't dominant. Mike Tyson, obviously still a media star and one of the more fascinating figures still in our culture. Great to see both Lennox and Mike Tyson here, and in great shape. Evander Holyfield is here as well. Getting closer now to the main event. Again, Floyd Mayweather at the age of 37 and a half. We use that designation because it does matter each 6 months that go by. Will take on Marcos Maidana the second time around. Maidana has had comeback wins over Victor Ortiz, had that comeback against Amir Khan. We spoke to Amir Khan about that, and that was a loss against Amir Khan, but he was chasing Amir Khan in that 12th round all around the ring, and then knockouts over his last few fights of Jesus Soto Caras, Josecito Lopez, and then that brutal win over Adrian Broner that got him the shot at Mayweather in the first place. As for Floyd Mayweather, it's second straight fight at 147 pounds. He has jumped back and forth between junior middleweight and welterweight, and with his win over Canelo Alvarez, he is now defending his titles at 147 and 154 pounds. So this technically for the welterweight and the junior middleweight championships of the world. He's the Ring Magazine champ in both weight classes. Mayweather, of course, 18 years now and 5 full weight classes without a loss. And you heard Jim asking the question, and it's a pertinent question, is he one of the greatest of all time? We can do those rankings, and he certainly has to be getting at least into that top 20. Let's go back to Jim Gray right now, who's ringside, who I think has recovered. Jim, that was great stuff. What's up next?
Yes, I have recovered. Now I'm here with Kevin Hart and Josh Gad.
Yes, sir.
Kevin, how about this fight here this evening? You're a huge fight fan. What do you make of it?
I'm a huge fight fan, man. You know, I think if it's not the best the first time and they come back to do it again, it's only going to be better. So, you know, I'm shocked to see what's going to happen. I am a Floyd Mayweather fan, but at the same time, I felt that he was challenged a little bit. But I like to see great people be great, and I feel like Floyd is going to continue to be great.
And what makes you, what do you think makes Floyd so great?
His confidence. You know, there's nothing better than a man who knows he has reached a certain level of his potential, and he feels that no matter what, he can be touched. He built an empire, and I feel like that empire that he stands on now can't be compromised, and I love that. I love a man who talks and backs up what he talks. Josh, you sat on the way here. What do you feel? What do you feel about the fight?
I thought I was going to a Cirque du Soleil show tonight, but Kevin told me
it's boxing.
Meet him here, and I've never been to one of these before. I'm really excited. I've never seen two grown men fight before. This is going to be great.
I told you it's a boxing match.
Boxing.
I said it.
I thought we were going to Cobb. I thought we were going to Cobb.
I said it's Floyd Mayweather. I said
Floyd Mayweather.
I said.
I'm really
Jim, I'm sorry, Jim.
I think
you like to give people a hard time, and you're buddies with Floyd. How does he take it when you're giving him the needle?
Oh man, I mess with Floyd all the time. I mean, look, that's my job as a friend. I think when you embark on a friendship with Kevin Hart, you get a silly sense of humor, and you get somebody that's going to say things that nobody else will say. But I think that's the beauty of me, because I ease tension where there is tension. And at the end of the day, everybody shares one thing, and that's laughter.
Well, as you guys go back to your seats, looks like you got a little tension to ease here with Josh.
The tension is going to be
thinks he's at the wrong place.
It's going to be settled in January when Wedding Ringer comes out.
A little movie called Wedding Ringer.
Wedding Ringer.
Shameless promotion, Kevin.
That was very shameless.
That was shameless. There is no shame here, Brian Kenny. None whatsoever. Back to you.
All right, you're a little safer there at the very least, Jim, by the way. Again, getting ready now for the main event. Again, Floyd Mayweather taking on Marcos Maidana second time around. Again, you found Floyd Mayweather last year pretty much looking for an opponent. They had set things up for Amir Khan. Amir Khan was fighting Luis Collazo, and if you recall, in that last fight in May, Amir Khan performed very well, was exciting, looked dominant, and we all thought it would be Khan the second time around. We were a little surprised that Maidana did so well, that the crowd here especially was so thrilled that they wanted to see it again, and there was booing with the decision. Let's get more insight now, right, and get back to the guys ringside. Mauro, Paulie, and Al. Mauro, what do you got?
All right, Brian, thank you very much. MGM Grand beginning to fill up, a constellation of stars, as you've already seen and heard from. And we got two other stars joining me, of course, my colleagues here ringside. Paulie, we're going to start.